Hello everybody. Can you think of one of the coolest things you ever got to do, both personally or professionally in your lives? Well, it's happening for me today as I'm sitting in the 4,000 horsepower, 400-ton nickel plate 765 locomotive. Can you believe that Joe Mazer let me in here? I've been strongly encouraged, by the way, to not touch a thing since my driver's license doesn't include a railroad engineer certification from the Federal Railroad Administration. Who knew? But right here today, in the very heart of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad offers a memorable and distinct travel option for enjoying the breathtaking scenery of our very own national park. In fact, around 170,000 people travel on this historic railroad cars each year. It's a 26-mile trek between Akron and Independence, representing the only passenger rail service within a national park in the United States. The Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad is one of almost 50 organizations receiving funding in Akron Community Foundation Civic Affairs cycle this quarter. Along with large-scale family programming and free tickets for area children and veterans, the Scenic Railroad offers dining and beverage outings and connections to bike and kayak trips, among other services. Here's my friend, Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad President Joe Mazer, to talk about some of the ways that ACF's funding will touch the lives of the people they serve.
The support ACF has given us has allowed us to keep running and keep fixing some of these historic trains that we have. One of the biggest things that we changed this year was adding an extra baggage car so that we can handle the influx of kayaks that are on the train.
Also receiving funding this quarter is the Adaptive Sports Program of Ohio, which removes barriers for people with disabilities who are seeking improved health and wellness. The nonprofit creates activity kits so that children with physical and visual disabilities have the ability to play and remain active in their community.
The Everyone Plays Kit is a new initiative for Adaptive Sports Ohio, and the vision behind the kit is to provide kids who are typically left out of activities in their community, whether it's recess at school or their playground. The kit is designed to give them equipment that's adapted to meet their needs and activity cards that teach them how to use that equipment and how they can engage with their peers so they're not socially isolated.
The Summit County Sheriff's Department received a Civic Affairs grant as well for its Faith and Blue program, part of a national initiative that aims to build bridges, generate dialogue, and reinforce the connection between law enforcement professionals and their communities.
National Faith and Blue is a national event, and currently there are only 2 events being held in Ohio.
One of the areas that is so important to address is relationship building and conversation.
The objective of Faith and Blue is to bring us together and start having good, solid communication and improve our relationships.
We're also thankful for our donor-advised fundholders who participated in our co-investment program this cycle, which helps pair generous individuals with some of the nonprofits that applied for our Civic Affairs grants, like the Dawn and Lynn Gordon Jr. Fund, which provides grants to Kenmore Neighborhood Alliance and the Friends of Metro Park.
I am not from Akron, but I've lived in Akron longer than I've lived anywhere else. And Akron has been a wonderful community to my wife and I. As we approached our retirement age, we thought that it was necessary to give back financially.
Our recent Civic Affairs cycle is part of nearly $2.6 million in grants approved by our board of directors this quarter. Also this quarter, we hosted a community issue session, which focused on ways that our parks and outdoor spaces shape our communities. The event featured the Ohio and Erie Canalway Coalition and the Summit Metro Parks, whose brand new Summit Lake Nature Center provided a live look at the progress of these organizations' work. Our annual meeting was delivered virtually again this year, with committee reports, a new slate of board members, and milestones for our fiscal year that began at the beginning of the pandemic on April 1, 2020, and ended this past March 31st. To say it was an extraordinary year is an understatement, but thanks to your generosity, we were able to distribute nearly $21 million in grants back out into the greater Akron community. Thank you again to our fundholders, donors, and families, and businesses who made all of these distributions possible. And in place of our annual in-person Bert A. Polsky Humanitarian Award Dinner, we'll be hosting a virtual retrospective on Tuesday, October 12th, looking back at highlights and interviews from more than 50 years of honoring our area's outstanding leaders and philanthropists. We will host the presentation live on our YouTube channel, where it can also be archived for future viewing. And we hope you'll tune in. That's it for now, everybody. I hope you all have a great wrap up to your summer and stay safe as 2021 draws to a close. Now let's see if I can get this thing moving before they escort me out of the property of the Fitzwater Maintenance Yard. Sometimes as a leader, by the way, we have to take risks. I probably broke something. Take care, everybody.